What's up guys, Geeky Boy here. In today's video I'm going to be giving my thoughts on Dragon Ball Super episode 121. And before I get started, if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, like the video, and comment your ideas on what you thought on the episode. Alright guys, let's get started. So pretty much this episode starts off from the last episode with Pepperoni pretty much telling the Z Fighters like, hey, I'm going to use my secret technique even though if it kills me. So pretty much from there he goes on to merge with the Coachinator, like the three robots that were merged. So he pretty much merges with them and forms this big monster that kind of looks like Hatchat in a way. And pretty much everyone, even Beerus, he's like shocked. He's like, what the heck is that? It's like super big. So pretty much this thing is like he's pretty strong. Annie Raza is really strong. And then of course, the Universe 3 Supreme Kai is like, yes, this is our secret technique. We can still win this. And Moscow goes on to say, like, oh, Moscow says, we can still win this as a survival tactic and whatnot. So pretty much, Ani Raza just pretty much starts like, trying to take the Z Fighters out, and pretty much from there, like it's just pretty much Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, and the androids pretty much facing off against Ani Raza, right? So pretty much they try to figure out, like they try to do like a coordinated attack around him. But the thing was, Ani Raza was able to not knock all of them out with just like the punch, because his speed was able to increase as well. And Goku, to his shock, he was surprised that Ani Raza was able to knock him out. Not knock him out, but just punch him. And then this is when Android 17 mentions like, oh yeah, he uses this like his ears, like he uses the ultrasonic waves around him, kind of like a battered dolphin, to kind of figure out like where the next movement is gonna come from. So pretty much from there, we just see Ani Raza just start like punching everyone here and there. And then like there was one part when I thought was really cool from Ani Raza, which was like he started doing like the warp punches and he just started punching everyone like around and everything. And there was this one scene where Goku was kind of down, and then that warp punch just came up behind him and just like it punched him really hard, and he was actually gonna fall out of the arena. And I was like, oh my god, Goku's gonna get knocked out. I was like, no. But in reality, when it ended up happening, freaking Frieza ended up like kicking him back onto the stage, and I thought that was like really funny. And then Goku was like, oh no, Goku was like, thank you, Frieza, I really appreciate it. And then Frieza was just like, oops, my leg moved on its own. And I was like, wow, freaking Frieza, dude, this guy's so hilarious. And I'm happy that he's finally getting, started to fight in this episode. So I was really happy about that. So anyway, moving on to that, pretty much now Ani Raza just he starts grabbing. He wants to grab people, right? He just wants to grab everyone. So he's just stomping around trying to grab everyone. And here he eventually grabs Android 18, and he basically has her in his grasp, and he's gonna eat her. And then all of a sudden, there's like this slow scene where she's like kind of like moving down into his mouth, kind of like an Attack on Titan kind of way. But this is where Goku was able to, get to her and instant transmission her to like another scene. And basically from there, Ani Raza is actually, he shoots out this big kind of energy ball, and it kind of scatters into like smaller energy beams. And then pretty much like our warriors are actually just starting to like fend the key blasts away from them. And eventually you have Android 17 like kind of like on the kind of like near the edge of the arena, right? And he basically puts up his barrier. He's trying to like block the Aniraza's attacks, right? And pretty much Aniraza shoots out this like enormous like beam right at his energy barrier, and that's pretty much like the area around him actually ends up collapsing. And I honestly thought that Android 17 was actually going to be eliminated from the Tournament of Power, and this is where we see Android 18 actually jump down and actually save her brother. Basically, ends up pushing Android 17 back into the arena. And I was like, oh my gosh, Android 18 sacrificed herself. Honestly, this was a very touchy moment. In my opinion, she needed to go anyway. So what a way for her to kind of like leave the team. Uh, anyway, so moving on from there, Android 18 is eliminated from the Tournament of Power. And pretty much we have, of course, we have Gohan, Frieza, Goku, Vegeta, and Android 17. Pretty much here is where, everyone just kind of goes full power on Annie Raza. Goku, Vegeta go blue, and then what's it called? Gohan goes ultimate, and then Frieza finally ends up going golden again, which I thought was like really really cool. And of course we have 17 actually go a little bit power up, and this is where Annie Raza shoots his beam, and our warriors actually shoot the respective attacks as well, and they have like a beam struggle going on. And at one point in the tournament, and one point in the beam struggle, Gohan says, "Oh, we're getting pushed back." So pretty much what Android 17 ends up doing is he actually ends up he conjures up his energy barrier, and he pretty much goes against the Annie Raza's beam, right? And what ends up happening, he actually goes through his beam, and pretty much from there, Annie Raza is kind of shocked to see that he's actually in front of him. And this is where Android 17 just punches Annie Raza's core, like on the head. This is where he punches him and kind of like disorients him in a way. And then pretty much this leads kind of Goku and the others to kind of just finish him off. And just kind of, for some reason, they kind of disintegrated for some reason. Well, they were merged anyway. They disintegrated. And pretty much from there, Universe 3 is actually eliminated. But that's where like the four warriors actually ended up, showing up on the bench. And this is where what's it called? Grand Priest is like, oh, Universe 3 has been eliminated. Now time to be erased. And this is where Zeno was like, squish. And then they pretty much were like, erased. But before then, we actually got to see something like amazing. Moscow was not actually a robot. He was actually this little creature that was inside the Moscow, who was inside the suit. And I was like, oh my gosh, what the heck, dude? That is crazy. But overall, Universe 3, I feel like they did better than Universe 4, in my opinion. It was awesome to see like the little Moscow God of Destruction. That was really cool. This little teaser at the end. But Universe 3's Kai's. We're gonna accept our fate. This is it. And I honestly thought it was honestly, in my opinion, it was a really good episode. Oh crap, I forgot to mention, like, once Universe 3 was eliminated, Universe 7 and Universe 11 finally meet up. And pretty much Jiren is like so overconfident and cocky here. He basically tells Goku, is like, enjoy your last victory because you're not going to get another one. And I was like, oh my gosh, freaking Jiren, dude. Oh, I can't wait until next week's episode. So they pretty much have like a stare down pretty much there. For next week, episode 122, we're going to have Vegeta and Jiren face off against, Jiren, Goku, and Vegeta, they're going to face off. And I think we see like a little bit of Gohan and Toppo. Frieza is there as well. I'm not sure about 17. But, oh my god, this episode was really good. What a way to end off 2017 with the bang. I liked this episode. I really enjoyed it. The animation was on point as well. There's actually 9 minutes remaining until the Tournament of Power ends. Overall, like I said, this episode was great. I really enjoyed it. So those are just my thoughts on the episode. If you guys have your own thoughts on what you thought of the episode, comment down below and give me a like, comment, and feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I really hope everyone has an awesome Merry Christmas and have an awesome one with families and friends. All right, guys, catch you later. Bye.